2015 Americas Tournament, Canada, go toe-to-toe versus the bronze medalists of the 2015 European Championships, France, in a modern-day thriller in Manila of the round ball game. Well, my name is Liam Canny, and I'm joined in the commentary position by my partner this evening, Mick Bett. And Mick, finally, we're going to find out who claims that last remaining spot to go to Rio.
Well, Liam, as you can see the graphic there, Croatia and Serbia gained victories last night in Europe to take 2 of the 3 spots. It's the final one. Of course, following this game, you can catch the draw live for the groupings for Rio 2016. France versus Canada. France coming as slight favourites in this game, but the Canadians know full well they are not too far away. In fact, 40 minutes for both these teams, really, in getting that ticket to Rio de Janeiro for the Brazil Olympics.
France, presently ranked 5th in the world according to the FIBA rankings, make their way onto the floor. They're buoyed by the appearance of Nicolas Batum, who played sparingly in France's semifinal win. There's Nicolas Batum right there. We'll see what he has in store as he dons his national team journey once again. France qualified to be here by nature of their bronze medal in Eurobasket 2015 when they hosted that event. Nando De Colo was an all-star 5 selection from that squad, and 8 members from that 2015 French team are here this evening. You can look at the French coaching staff who are trying to conjure a victory. Tony Parker, one of many stars present in the French lineup. And now we turn our attention to Canada. Canada ranked 26th in the world, and they're here by nature of their bronze medal, which they won in the 2015 FIBA Americas Tournament in Mexico City. 5 members from that Canada squad are here, none more important than Corey Joseph, whose buzzer beater in Mexico City beat Mexico to secure the bronze. And Mick, we've been here all week. I think it's fair to say that the 2 top teams in this tournament have advanced to the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams unbeaten. Nobody dropped a game just yet. And the Canadian and France final was everyone expected. A few thrills last night in the semi-finals. New Zealand and Turkey tried to punch their weight with these two, but I think on the face of it, these 2 teams are the best 2 teams so far in this group.
We're going to pause here in the Mall of Asia Arena, rise to our feet, and observe the national anthems of Canada and France.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Canada.
Well, with the two national anthems impeccably observed here in the Mall of Asia Arena, the coaching staffs and players can meet at midcourt, exchange a gift to mark the occasion when these two teams met. It is the 7th competitive meeting between Canada and France, and France have a distinctive edge, a 5-1 record. The most recent clash between these two teams happened in 2010 in the World Cup, as you get a look at the combined officiating crew tonight from Italy, Slovenia, and the Philippines, respectively. In 2010, when the World Cup was in Turkey, France won 68-63. Nicolas Batum had 24 points. And for Canada, Levon Kendall had 15 points. And Joel Anthony had 7 rebounds. And Mick, Kendall and Anthony have been forgotten figures in Canada's lineup here at this tournament this week.
Well, you look at the lineup there for France. You have those two players. I mean, we're 6 years on, Liam. So there's every story will say that these teams get better and better as you progress through the years. Lineup there for France. You talked about Nicolas Batum. 21 minutes he played in the semi-final for his 3 points. He will start tonight. Geoffrey Laverne, Dow, DeCola Parker, the same starters as last night. So Collet, if you remember, Liam, 13-3 they went down yesterday in the semi-final. And they will not want the same start tonight. I do predict, I think the Canadians will get off to a solid start. They're looking to fast break, get the ball down quickly, stay out of any half-court sets as much as possible, look to get points off the break. Anthony Bennett there, 9 points in the semi-final for him yesterday. He plays at number 10. The key is 6. Corey Joseph, he runs the show. How much will Tyler Ennis play tonight? And in terms of production, I think they need a big game out of 12 ready. Heslip. And, of course, Tristan Thompson will be the #1 go-to guy as far as rebounds under the paint and obviously post moves too. Bennett, Thompson inside. Thomas Scrubb has started every game so far, as has Joseph and Ennis at the guard position.
You're right, Mick. France have found themselves in a couple of holes here as they progressed throughout this tournament. They found themselves 10 down in their opening game against the Philippines in front of 13,000 fans. And then again, they found themselves 10 down in their second group game against New Zealand. They've been able to dig themselves out of a hole with the talent they possess, but I'd say it would be folly if the French were to go down 10 to this talented Canadian team. And we spoke to some of the Canadian coaches, Mick, and they said, as you quite rightly said, they want to play up-tempo, and Tyler Ennis, right there in your picture, will be one of the key guards for Canada as they set the tempo in this game.
Well, one of the great things about the Canadians is that Corey Joseph will get the ball from one end to the other in about 2 seconds, and that will be make or miss. They will get the ball to Joseph, and his goal is to get that ball down there as quick as possible. There you see the two matchups, DeColo and Joseph. Bronze medalist, as you mentioned, last year for Joseph at the FIBA Americas, and the gold medal for Eurobasket, 13, and the bronze medal for 14 for DeColo. Look at your numbers, 15.7 points a game for DeColo. Huge game in game one when he had 27. And his numbers have tailed off slightly, but for Joseph, 19 points per game. That's a huge game in the semi-final for him. Really impressed with his performance of 23 points in his 31 minutes.
Well, a very warm welcome to you if you're just joining us here in Manila. Mabuhay, as the local Filipinos say. There's Coach Collet at the helm of the French team, has been at the helm of the team since 2009. And he is a coach who has seen just about everything. There's Coach Howard Triano, Jay Triano as he goes by, and Coach Triano was the member of the Canadian team back in 1984 when the Olympics were in Los Angeles. It's the only time Canada beat France, and Triano was the leading scorer with 24 points for Team Canada.
The only time as well that any team in this matchup has got above 80 points. 96-69 was that score, and a fair old drubbing of the French by the Canadians at that Olympics where they came. The Canadians obviously came 4th in the end.
Well, Canada would take any win tonight just by 1 point, because the winner of this books passage to Rio. The stakes are high as France square off against Canada for all the marbles here in Manila. Luigi LaMonica steps into the center circle. He throws the ball in the air. We're underway here in Manila as Les Bleus of France square off against the Road Warriors of Canada. France in the blue uniforms, Canada in the white. First possession to the French as Canada settle into man-to-man defense. Hand off to Batum in a low post, and Boris Diaw shows that he can really share the basketball.
Yeah, Thomas Scrubb's going to have a hard time guarding Batum if he trails him around the floor like that.
Great start for Batum. Stripped inside. Good steal by Boris Diaw.
Yeah, a real nervous start here for the Canadians.
Here's Parker from the free throw line, gives it back to Diaw, and Diaw's shot rims out.
Well, they talked in practice how Diaw won't take that shot. First, second touch, he's got one off.
We saw Canada practice earlier today, and they said they're going to invite Diaw to shoot. Geoffrey Lauverne knocks down the mid-range jump shot for France. Here's Corey Joseph. He's guarded by Batum. Batum with a lot of length against Corey Joseph. The shot by Scrubb up and good. And Canada have opened their scoring account here this evening in Manila.
Yeah, interesting that Joseph's got him. Batum's guarding Joseph. That'll be interesting transition because Joseph is super quick, and Joseph will rub Batum off on a pick and roll very easily.
By contrast, Canada have Scrubb on Batum, so it's not a one-for-one match. Here's Joseph now in transition.
Yeah. And straight away, Batum kind of pick him up in transition.
Joseph turns the corner. His little floater, kiss off the glass. It drops. Positive drive by Corey Joseph.
Interesting philosophy there of putting the length of Batum on Joseph, but transition can't quite hang with it.
There's Parker. Top of the key. He'll ride the ball screen of Lauverne. Great defense. Oh, Parker. Parker faked right, went left. He lost Joseph, just couldn't knock down the jump shot. Now Scrubb for Canada. Wisely backs it out. Joseph will try to return the favor on Parker as he uses the screen, and he nets a jumper.
Yeah, solid work from Corey Joseph. I think it's 2 pick and rolls he's been over. Twice he's lost his man, and he's definitely got his sights in so far.
It's something we wonder about, Mick, with the Canadians. Can they make outside jump shots?
Well, right now it's the French who are asking that question. Can't Parker's missed back-to-back Jays?
There he is, dives and darts to the basket. Tony Parker at his best.
You know what, when your jump shot's not dropping, then go to the hoop.
Again, Batum picks up Joseph on defense. Here's Bennett. He'll spot up at the elbow, and that is smooth as you like, Anthony Bennett.
Pretty work, too. Very nice work from Anthony Bennett. That brings Lauverne out and moves him around off that dribble.
This game's got a nice early tempo to it. Both teams scoring with fluency. Colo, he drops a pass to Diaw, tries to return the favor. It's a turnover. Joseph to the Jets. It's a 2-on-1. Can Scrubb finish? Oh my heavens, can he? Thomas Scrubb goes right at Nicolas Batum.
Yeah, Scrubb had a big dunk in one of the earlier games. He gets up, and what a great way to finish. Nobody's going to block that one.
Diaw, he'll line up a 3, and there it is. And Tristan Thompson looked over at Coach and said, "Hey, Coach, I thought you said this guy couldn't shoot."
That was the scouting report, and we all know we know Diaw can shoot a bit.
So plan A might go out the window defensively for Canada. Now, France try to dig in, and this is runner short. DeColo, center of the floor.
Yeah, I think Tyler Ennis needs to be a little more selective about what he needs to attack the defense with. Can't get out of control. He needs offensive rebounders any time those sorts of shots go up. Here's the Scrubb dunk. And I mean that in the nice sense. It's a good dunk.
He's no scrub, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
DeColo, he'll line up a 3. That strikes the iron. Bennett with the rebound, and Canada look to run.
This is where Batum has to get in trouble here. Might get in trouble.
Ennis, he'll pull the trigger on a quick 3. That's no good. And Batum, I think, traveled. Mick, how hard is it for Canada to get that balance right? You know, you want to play up tempo, but you also want to get good shots and play under control.
There's no balance. It's a wide open shot. He's got to take it. That's a good shot for Tyler Ennis. Just didn't make it. When they drop, everybody says, great job. When they miss, everybody questions it. They've got to play up tempo. They've got to put points on the board here, Canada.
Joseph from the free throw line. No good. Look at the battle on the boards. DeColo comes up with it, bisects 2 defenders, goes coast to coast, and lays it up and in. Nando DeColo.
He's supreme, supreme. And here's Joseph again.
Draws the foul. It'll drop.
That's the problem for France, right? So Nicolas Batum has to guard Corey Joseph. That was out to start the game. When Canada get in this transition game, there's no way Batum can pick him up that quickly. And, of course, this is what happens. Nobody's guarding Joseph. Two bigs have to come to him. Batum's guarding one of the wings. This is a beautiful move. Ennis can just play a little deep passive defense, soft touch with his left hand.
Just a question on that, Mick, because it'll change now as Canada bring in some subs. But, you know, Canada have got Thomas Scrub on Batum. That seems like a more natural matchup for Batum. But Collet has sent him out to guard one of the smaller perimeter players. Melvin Ejim steps into the game and promptly turns it over.
Oh, there's no problem with the philosophy because you put length and quickness on one of the guards to make him shoot over. But if you get this transition game that the Canada are really good at, it becomes very, very difficult to pick up someone like Corey Joseph in that transition game.
Parker walks it across the midcourt stripe. That man you see there just to your left of your screen, Tomer Hertelian, 17 points in the semifinal win. When does he come into the game? Odekolo, did he shuffle his feet? The Canadian bench think he did.
Yeah, more than that. I think he pushed off too. Very adept at that now, Odekolo.
Philip Scrub on with his brother. Melvin Ejim has provided 11 points off the bench in 2 games for Canada, and he starts with a positive 3.
Kim Tilley just looks around and just marks his card. Number 7 there, nailed the J. You have to come out and play Melvin Ejim that deep.
We know that France's bench is deep and talented. Parker inside-out dribble, and he just shimmies to the rim and lays it in.
Here's Joseph again, look.
Well, Batum trying to pick him up early, I beg your pardon.
Well,
yeah.
Joseph gets a layup. Outstanding, Corey Joseph.
Yeah, Batum tried to pick him up at the free throw line, and Joseph just went by him. Parker weaves. Now Diaw's going to spot up here. He loves to facilitate from this mid-post area. Great passer is Boris Diaw. Shot falls short. Canada with a chance to open up their largest lead. Joseph draws the foul on Nando DeColo.
And look who's guarding him. You see, this is the problem here that Collet's got. I think Kahudi might be coming in here to guard Joseph. Beautiful move, Corey Joseph to the hoop. Batum sits down.
Well, Mick, Corey Joseph has 8 points in 6 minutes. Somebody's going to guard him.
He's going to take a break, so you won't need to guard him for a while.
Ennis will assume point guard duty here for Canada in the absence of Joseph. Scrub, left-handed jump shot, no good. Look how high Canada get on the offensive glass. It's Tristan Thompson doing the dirty work for the Road Warriors.
Yeah, but no point celebrating too much yet. The game's got a long, long way to go.
Well, Canada opened up their largest lead. It's 5. Diaw, another 3, and that is as good as it gets.
Well, we might see another 50-point quarter here. 38 already on the board.
Tilley steps out on the screen and then picks up this man, Ejim in the low post. Thompson, his shot hard up the backboard. Ejim with the offensive rebound. Tyler Ennis had a 3, moved it on 1. Scrub will send one up. And Kahudi back from France. The basket will count, and the foul on Tyler Ennis.
Tough move from Charles Kahudi there. He just went hard. Ennis didn't really offer much resistance after the contact. There's the contact away. Extra step from Kahudi.
And what was a 5-point lead for Canada has been eradicated. We're level here at 20 points. As Kahudi will toe the line to try and tack on his and 1. Mick, Kahudi's a guy who I think Vincent Collet likes. He picks him, you know, year in, year out for successive tournaments. Kind of guy who come in and, you know, a defensive specialist, throw in a few points here and there.
We had 4 minutes yesterday, didn't score. And that's what he's here for, just to play the defense. He's going to pick up Ennis here.
You need those workers in a star-studded lineup that France have. DeColo unsettles Heslip, who's checked in for Canada. Ennis with a traveling violation. It's the Second turnover for Canada.
And they got a real problem at the point guard because the only player that really has the experience and the expertise to really pull off that position is Corey Joseph.
And Coach Toronto must have heard you because Joseph comes straight back into the game after that turnover by Ennis.
Well, he's gone through 35 minutes in his first game. He's had 30 minutes every game. He's going to have to punch 30 minutes in today as well.
Speaking of point guard play, Thomas Hurtel steps in for Les Bleus. Diao shimmies along the baseline and draws a foul. So fleet of foot, so quick is Boris Diao. You look at him and he doesn't look like he's quick, but he is.
Yeah, just use the Melvin Edgem. So Melvin Edgem just loses his balance because he's leaning in. Therefore, that spin move is fairly easy to come up with for Diao. Very adept at pirouetting in that lane.
Edgem with the foul. Hurtel, who had 17 points in the semifinal win against Turkey. For France. DeColo just created space by driving hard to the basket.
Yeah, he's going to be very careful. He's pushing off with his shoulder. Referees might get after that later in the game.
So before the tournament, Vincent Collet was interviewed to say, you know, Canada is the one team I really fear. And he's looking at him right here now in a final. Edgem lets fly for his second three, and he rims it. Melvin Edgem 2 for 2 from behind the rainbow.
Nice work from Ennis, too. Ennis had an open J. He's not confident enough to take it. Eventually found the guy that can't shoot the ball.
And again, we're level at 23. Crossover dribble with DeColo. And he goes hard to the window, lays it up and in.
Yeah, I thought one of the weak areas of Canada yesterday against New Zealand was playing defense. 42-42 at the break. And there, Tyler Ennis just gives up the ghost on DeColo. Easy crossover on him. He's beating him for pace.
We saw Canada give up some easy layups against New Zealand, didn't we, Mick? New Zealand scored 72 points in their loss.
Well, the first half especially. The second half was much better. But it's going to be the 49th point of this quarter. We've still got a minute to play.
Nando DeColo had a marvelous season this year with his club team. CSKA Moscow, as I mentioned in my opening comments, was an All-Star 5 selection at Eurobasket last year. Tacks on the and one. Last time Canada were in the Olympics was back in 2000. France have been there more recently. They were at the 2012 Olympics in London. Many of these French players were part of that squad. They finished in 6th position. And DeColo said, you know, with this generation of players, Diao, Parker, Batum, we want to get back to the Olympics. We want a medal. Hurtel rattles home a shot from the outside.
Biggest lead for France now, 5 points.
Gilles Laball in that generation of French players. That's a high pass intended for Cambridge. He can't get on the end of it. Hurtel snaps a pass. Pretty play by Les Bleus in transition as DeColo gets on the end of a wonderful assist by Hurtel.
And this is where Corey Joseph's going to need some help here, because otherwise he's going to be exhausted by the end of this game.
Now France opened up their largest lead of 7 points. It's been a 12-point turnaround as we bring this opening stanza to a close. Waning seconds of the first quarter. Inside out dribble by Joseph. Lays it up and in with the right hand. Now France have got time to respond. Hurtel. Deep three by Thomas Hurtel. And that's just off the mark. So at the end of one quarter of play here in Manila, it has been entertaining, up and down action. Great tempo by both teams, and the stakes are high as France lead Canada by 5 in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament of 2016.
Coaching staff there for Canada got some serious questions. Look at these numbers here. 67% for Canada, 79% for France. In all, they've only missed 6 shots in 10 minutes. 6 shots apiece, really. Rebounding is going to be quite low because of the high percentages. Assists for France, as we've seen, they run the break so well. And turnovers 4 for Canada, 3 for France. Very, very respectable. I think it's the highest scoring quarter of the tournament so far, 55 points.
Well, Nando DeColo, Mick, has 11 points. He's 5 of 6 from the floor. That is Très chaud, as they say in French. Very hot.
I'm not even sure he's taken a jump shot. Everything's been layups.
And, you know, giving him 30 points from the Canadian perspective, that's just far too many. Canada on course to get 120 if they continue to score at this pace. Getting a look at images throughout the opening 10 minutes of play. None better than that one-handed dunk by Thomas Scrubb.
See, there's the push-up from DeColo. Very subtle, just does the job.
Well, France break the huddle first. They come out with Pietrus, Kahudi, Diao, Hertel, and DeColo. DeColo's not coming out. He's got the hot hand. And there are no tomorrows in this one. You can rest tomorrow. It's all about securing that last place. 11 teams know they're going to Rio. Who will be the last one to join the 12? Only 12 teams go to the Olympics. France and Canada trying to secure that last spot. So Canada come out with Ejim, Joseph, Heslip, Thomas Scrubb, and Tristan Thompson. First possession to Canada. Heslip, can he get himself going? Oh, closed out very quickly by Pietrus. Now Hertel in a mismatch against Ejim. Diao comes over to help out. And Boris Diao does enough. A little baby J by Philip Scrubb falls.
Nice work from Heslip because they switched out and then they got the ball down Ejim, guarded by Hertel. Good two from Canada there.
Diao draws a double team.
Yeah, nice help from Scrubb on the weak side there. Saw the danger of that lob pass to Diao.
That's Diao's office. He wants the ball in that low post, mid post, looks around, finds somebody. He can make a move in the low post, but he is a pass first, a classic point forward. Hertel. Now with the mismatch on Thompson. Hertel trying to break down Tristan Thompson. Tough shot. Terrific defense on the ball by Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, nice work there from, not sure Hertel really had the right options. Once he got the switch out of the pick and roll, he had to do something with the ball with the shot clock running down. Maybe a jump shot instead of the off-bound one-legger. Third player coming into the game now to guard Corey Joseph. Antoine Dio now. Kahudi takes a break. Batum's on the bench.
Mikel Gelabal also comes in for France as Vincent Collet mixes his deck. So many weapons. Such a deep bench for the French. Joseph. Ejim. Ejim's floater. That rims out.
Tough luck, Melvin Ejim. How well is he playing? That man needs to stay on the floor the whole game, I'll tell you.
Ejim with 6 points, 6 minutes of play. He's 2 for 4 from the floor.
Thompson's guarding him again,
good
too.
give and go play, but we've got a foul here. It's on Tristan Thompson.
Touch foul, just blew by him once, and then
the first personal foul on Tristan Thompson. Just got himself in a mismatch as he was guarding Hertel. Hertel made a deep basket cut on a give and go with Diao, and Tristan Thompson said, you know what? I'm just going to foul here. Coach said we gave him too many points in the first quarter. Geoffrey Laverne rises, and he's fouled on his way to the hoop.
on Anthony Bennett here, just trying to block the shot of Laverne going through. Nice little work play there from France. They cleared everything out from on the far side of the court, or near side as we will can. Therefore, Laverne had really nobody coming over to help.
Laverne plies his trade for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA. Was a member of the squad last year in 2015 in France when France hosted the Eurobasket that went on to win the bronze, and also a member of Les Bleus in 2014 when they secured the bronze medal in the World Cup. This is a French team that have got plenty of experience. We've seen all kinds of scenarios. Hertel lost his footing. Joseph trying to take advantage. The shot won't fall. And the foul here, I think, is going to be on Geoffrey Laverne.
Yeah, because it's a tip, it won't be counted as an attempt on the basket, because there's no way Tristan Thompson wasn't trying to tip that in. Joseph was dropping those threes in the warm-up with ease. He had a good look at that.
Heslop of a down screen. Just rims out. Heslop just has struggled to find his scoring touch throughout this week.
Yeah, I don't think he's made a jump shot since the first game, you know, Liam. They need another guard to contribute here. Foul on Gelabal. You know, Joseph is going to play major minutes. The French have third defender on him now with Dio. That the idea is just to wear him down. The French Collet will say, this is the one guard can beat us. Let's have a look. Here's the defense from Joseph. So sprightly, and there's the foul from Gelabal.
Philip Scrub. Nice pass inside to Thompson. A space dribble, and he rises. He's going to get a call for the travel. The pass just a little bit too high for Thompson.
Yeah, but, you know, Thompson's got to go up quicker. You know, as soon as he brought the ball down, Gelabal jumped right on top of him, was surrounded. Look, watch Gelabal come down to your middle of your screen. Gets right there, makes it much more difficult for Thompson to come up with a move. Shuffle the feet, lose your seat.
You can see how the French collapse on the basketball. They sink to the level of the ball. Hertel shot short.
Oh, Bennett's got to grab that.
And Dio picks up the loose ball. Looking for someone to give it to. He throws it back to Thomas Hertel.
You got Thompson guarding a guard again.
Hertel to Lovern. What a great rebound by Tristan Thompson. And again, Canada show their proclivity to break. Antoine Dio says, just a second here, my friend.
Brady Heslop just made a jump shot, and he's going to come out for it for his sins. The whistle had gone, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was off the screen. You didn't see it, but Corey Joseph, after the foul, handed it to Brady Heslop, who netted a jump shot from the corner. You can see the frustration on Heslop's visage. Another pass inside, intended for Tristan Thompson, just a little bit too hard.
You know, it winds me up. It winds me up when you set a screen. When you set a screen anytime in basketball, two people get open. The guy setting the screen and the guy coming off. Tristan Thompson sets the screen and doesn't even come back to the ball. Sleeping on that baseline.
Sixth turnover against Canada.
Just basic fundamentals.
Mismatch inside for Lovern as he is guarded by Corey Joseph. Trying to back down and muscle Joseph. Dio, that won't fall. And Mick, you know, just talking
Tristan
about the
Thompson's
French
got
bench.
his second foul here, Liam.
Thompson, I thought it was on France.
No, it's just, I think he's wrapping around, boxing out. That's what the call is, the key call in the game.
Well, it's the second personal on Thompson, the third team foul against Canada as Kem Birch makes his way to the scorer's table. Birch will come in to spell Thompson so he doesn't pick up his third. Auger Lebon wide open. So simple on a backdoor cut. What a block by Thomas Scrub.
Well, the French have again stopped Corey Joseph. This time it's Florent Petrusin at midcourt. The strategic fouls. Joseph's not happy. You don't see this in the NBA much.
Well, Auger Lebon was just about to put his name on a basket, and I'm sure the scorer was just about to write down number 15 for a basket. But Thomas Scrub says, not so fast, my friend. What a block by Scrub.
Yeah, he's got some ups, that's for sure. The dunk early on.
He's headed to play his basketball next year in Germany. Just signed a new contract with the Gießen 46ers club. He showed some terrific athleticism here with a dunk and a stupendous block. Joseph to Bennett. And Bennett's touch just grazed the front of the rim. He can shoot that, Mick. Bennett has a good touch from the outside.
Probably just a little too far from out of his range. I've seen him. He's got a great form. Anything 18 foot, it looks very, very smooth. You're right. It was there for the taking.
It was a clean look. He had good balance, and it was a good shot. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Listen, if he's taking it, then the coach is happy. That's for sure. So I'm happy with that. Just got to drop the next one, hasn't he?
Joseph steps out, and after an electric first period, we had 8 points. He's slowed down a bit here, just 10 points. 2 points this quarter so far. Auger Lebon on a flare screen. That won't fall. What's the call here?
They're going to revisit the whistle. Kem Birch was jumping so high. The referee thought he took it off the rim as it's going in, but you can do that, I think.
Yeah, the rule is just for any American viewers who are watching, just to clarify, the way the rule is, as soon as the ball strikes the rim, anybody can touch it. Doesn't matter if it's on a downward trajectory. It strikes the rim, you can touch it. There's no in-the-cylinder rule. There's no downward flight rule. It's very clear, actually. Offensive or defensive players can touch it. Quite rightly so, as the replay revealed. The ball struck the rim, and Ken Burch claimed it. Turnover here by Canada.
Yeah, they're going to have to settle down here. And this is the element here. Corey Joseph on the bench. Guards Ennis and Scrub on the floor. They need to settle things down, get things organized. This plays into France's hands.
Antoine Diot across the midcourt stripe. In terms of scoring fluency, this one is slowed down after an electric start in the first quarter. Parker back in the game. Lovern's push shot, no good. Jeliball competes for the rebound, but Thomas Scrub comes up with it. Ken Burch offers a screen for Ennis. Philip Scrub. That's hard off the back of the window. Lovern offered himself in a low post. Here's Diao. Oh, Diao. Reverse layup. Just a little bit too hard.
Got to get runners wide here for Ennis. Nobody down the floor for an option.
France lead by 5 as we pass the midway mark of the second quarter, and a smooth drive by Tyler Ennis. Well, Vincent Collet will take a timeout as Canada have reduced the deficit to just 3 points. We'll take a break here in Manila as both teams go to their benches.
Vincent Collet, Liam, will be very upset with that last play from Tyler Ennis, because the key for Canada is getting help for Corey Joseph at the guard position. Now Melvin Ejim's going to come back into the game now. I think it's a positive move for Canada. I think he's a big producer and playing a good tournament too. Look at that, the first points for Canada, 449. And that's, in some ways, to be only 3 down, and not scored for 449. Is a positive for the Canadians.
Positive for France, Mick, is that we've spoken about how Canada want to get out and run as quick as possible, but France have only conceded 2 fast break points, so Vincent Collet will be pleased with the transition defense, although he won't be pleased at all, as you quite rightly say, with that easy lay-in there by Tyler Ennis.
Well, I mean, you know, transition points usually come off missed buckets, don't they? And there haven't been many misses for France. Second quarter has slowed down considerably, that's for sure. I think we had 55 at the end of the first quarter. We only got 61 on the board now, so 6 points this quarter.
I'll let you do the math. Here's DeColo. Now looking eyeball to eyeball with Corey Joseph. That's the matchup we itemized at the start of this game. Tony Parker, he lines up at 3. That's off the mark.
Got to run, got to push it down the floor.
Here's Joseph. A little bump from Joseph, DeColo style, but backs it out. Phil Scrub. That's Thomas Scrub, I beg your pardon. Had a clean look, made that shot probably harder than it had to be. And Parker just stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, it's the element of Canada not sure who's coming up with a shot. The shot from Scrub was no way. I think there was still 5 or 6 seconds left on that shot clock. The ball's got to go to the guards. And they've got to wheel and deal those last 5 or 6 seconds.
Nicola Batum joined the team late as he was going through contract negotiations with his new club, Charlotte, and his contract has been signed, sealed, and delivered, so he can join the team now. DeColo with a great steal. It's a 2-on-3 for Canada. Lovern the trailer. Somehow the ball ends up in the hands of Tony Parker to spare the blushes of DeColo. And there's Diao. He'll look around even though he had the open shot. France in no hurry. Parker checks the shot clock. It's at 5. Gets in the lane, a little up fake. Oh, a terrific pass to DeColo.
Yeah, superb work for Nando DeColo. Made sure that he was cutting to the hoop. How often do you see players just standing still on the perimeter?
Telepathic understanding between the two French guards. Ken Burch rises, and he scores over the challenge of Diao.
This is where they really miss a big man inside like Tristan Thompson. Jay Triano's going to get a timeout here.
There's a horn set here from France. Yeah, a little up fake. He's got a mismatch with Joseph. He'll find Nicolo, and Canada scramble to match up. Diao took that shot because Laverne had inside position, but Canada claimed the defensive rebounds. Edgem lines up a three. He's 3 for 3. Melvin Edgem hasn't missed a three-point shot yet.
And you know, Edgem did the best, did the rebounding bit down the other end by just tipping the ball out of Leven's hands. That's a huge game for Edgem today. And he's hit his threes already this tournament.
Oh, what a terrific spin by Parker, and he drops the deuce. And he's showered with affection by this Filipino crowd who love their basketball here in the Mall of Asia Arena. That's his dad. I'm sure his dad enjoyed that move as much as everybody else.
Yeah, there's something about Tony Parker when he comes alive. The whole arena comes alive here. I think you can't argue with this crowd, Liam, can you? Two teams not from the home country, and we've almost got a packed gym.
Yeah, this arena built in 2012. Its capacity is 16,000. And as we look around the arena, there aren't many empty seats. We'll wait for the official attendance.
3-pointers there, 4 for Canada, I think it was. 3 of them from Melvin Edgem, 1 from Scrub, was it the other one?
Yeah, exactly right. You can see that Canada taking a leaf out of the French book. Usually it's the French bench that are so strong, and Canada's bench has an edge right now. The French bench had 32 points in the win against New Zealand and 42 points in the semifinal win against Turkey. Collet has an array of weapons, including that man there, Tony Parker. What a sensational finish.
Look at how low he gets, the center of gravity. You know, usually the defender gets down lower than the offense, but Parker was so much lower than Melvin Edgem. Means you can move quicker, change direction, much ease as well.
Parker with 6 points. Now he digs in to defend. Philip Scrubb. So Joseph guarded by Batum again. Drops it inside. Burge can't finish around the rim. And Parker injects some pace. Diao's a trailer, doesn't get it. Laverne spots up in a low post. And I got to disagree with this call, Mick. You know, you love Geoffrey Laverne running the floor, getting to the blocks. And maybe just a bit overzealous, according to the referee, in establishing that position.
It depends what he's done with his hands, I think. Third foul for Geoffrey Laverne. Not sure what he's doing in there that's got the referee's attention.
I mean, that bit of the replay there doesn't show a foul at all, but must have been something before that. Joseph, foul on the floor against Nicolas Batum.
Yeah, nice work from Joseph. Now, the Canadians use a lot of pick and roll, but it's only really Corey Joseph that takes full advantage. Ability to just hesitate after you've gone through the screen.
So France are in the penalty. Corey Joseph steps to the charity stripe to throw it twice. Presently plays for the Toronto Raptors. Get a look at the brain trust there for
first point to the second quarter for Joseph. Well, 10 in the first quarter.
Joseph, an NBA champion in 2014 with the Spurs, so he'll know this man here, Tony Parker, well. And Boris Diaw. DeColo in no hurry. 4 out, 1 in right now for France. And Tilly just stepped out to make space for Parker on the dribble drive. DeColo. Tilly, call for the travel.
Nice work from Canada. Shuffle around defense. I thought the French passed up a couple of shots there, DeColo especially. And Tilly, when he got his chance, just a little too eager to move without dribbling.
Oh, devastating crossover by Joseph. The scoop shot just off the mark.
Just lost balance at the last minute, didn't he?
Parker, blocked by Ken Burch. Up and down action here by both teams. Philip Scrubb on the wing.
Just a little out of control, Canada, right now.
Edgem picks and pops. Has he got another three for us? That's hard up the back of the rim by Philip Scrub, and Melvin Edgem does what Melvin Edgem does. Gets an offensive rebound, makes a contribution to the team. Thomas Scrub to Edgem, and Batum says, don't bring that in here. Shot clock violation, great defense by the French. And Collet wants a timeout with 42 ticks left in the half here.
Yeah, there's some tired-looking bodies out there right now. I thought the Canadians just didn't look in sync there. Melvin Edgem had a good move to the hoop, decided to go not as strong as he should have done. Didn't come up with any fouls. This French team now, what have we got, 42 seconds, maybe a possession each?
Certainly a possession each. Not quite enough for a 2-for-1 for France, I don't think.
It's a possibility.
Just to explain a 2-for-1 to any viewers, it means France are trying to get 2 shots to Canada's 1. And the remaining 42 seconds left in the half. Look at the three-point percentage by quarter. France have yet to knock down a 3 this quarter. So Canada have a foul to give. We have 3 team fouls. There's that terrific block by Kem Birch. And Batum returns the favor.
Edgem just lost control of the ball going up, didn't he?
Yep. A little wry smile there by Melvin Edgem. As you see Nicolas Batum, the man responsible for the block. So, France, will they go quick here and try and get something? Canada extend some pressure up the floor. Batum, he loves to curl on screens. That is terrific defense by Thomas Scrub. Nicolas Batum loves to catch the ball curling on screens.
I don't think he had any idea where Thomas Scrub was there, Nicolas Batum. Just put his head down and just barreled him right over.
And now Coach Triano will burn his last time out of the first half. We're knotted up at 36 each as both coaches trying to get an advantage before they go into the halftime dressing rooms.
Substitute coming in is Charles Kahudi, I think, to play a bit of defense on Corey Joseph to finish off this quarter. Just see what they've got to draw up here. Don't want to take too quick a shot, because even if they get a shot on the 24th second, that will leave France with a 6-second shot.
You hear the shouts there from the French tunnel. Allez, 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 let's go, let's go, let's go. And there's a French fan, resplendent in the national colors. Get a look at this wonderful crowd here. They love their basketball in this part of the world. Sadly, the national team of the Philippines were knocked out in group play. They played in Group B. They were in the same group as France. But it was France and New Zealand who advanced through Group B. So Canada with an opportunity now to tack on a basket before they go into the halftime. There's Corey Joseph. As my partner pointed out, Charles Kahudi brought in here on a special defensive assignment. Lockdown 6. Oh, moving screen on Melvin Edgem. And the referees are spot on here, Mick. And that's just frustrating if you're a Canadian fan.
That's a shocker. Shocking way to turn the ball over. To see the replay, I didn't quite see it live.
It's a second foul on Melvin Edgem. He'll step out, and Bennett comes in to provide some length here for Canada. So France will try to get their noses in front before halftime. Parker might have dragged his pivot foot. Diaw with a 3 on the way. What Boris Diaw says to the Canadian coaching staff, who says I can't shoot, as he knocks down a triple. Oh, Boris Diaw with a clean look to send France up by 3 points at halftime here in Manila. A captain's basket by a man who's been capped by his team over 200 times. And that's not an easy shot as it goes out over the outstretched hands of Anthony Bennett for Canada. Bennett stands 2'3". There's your score at halftime. France lead by 3, 39-36 in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament 2016 from Manila.
Look at these stats here. France 65% inside the arc. Only 3 of 12 outside. Canada have hit 4 threes. I don't think it hit 3 in the second quarter. Their numbers have cooled off in terms of 2-point percentage down to the 50s. 7 rebounds offensively for Canada and only 3 for the French. But rebounding in favor of the North American team. And turnovers a little high after 20 minutes. That would equate to about 20 turnovers per team given the 40-minute game. So not where you'd want those positions to be as a coach. Kudakolo hasn't added much since the first period. He had 12 or 11 at the quarter. He had 11 at the quarter, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Corey Joseph had 10 at the quarter, so both players who were leading at the first 10 minutes still leading now, but the point production not as strong.
All credit to you, though, partner. You picked out that matchup between Corey Joseph and DeColo. They are the leading scorers at halftime. They have not failed to let us down as we wrap up the first half of play here. Remember, this is for all the marbles. This is for the last slot to go to the Olympics in Rio. We'll take a break for about 10 or 12 minutes here in Manila. Come back and join us soon for continuing coverage of the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament from Manila. Well, good evening and welcome back to Manila. Welcome back to the capital city of the Philippines. It's halftime in our final game here in the 2016 Olympic qualifying tournament. Les Bleus of France squaring off against the Road Warriors of Canada. And right now, France lead by 3 points, 39-36 on the strength of a three-point shot made by the captain, Boris Diaw. And Mick, when the French team went into the halftime change room, they seemed buoyant. But we noticed on the way out, some of the players came out early, looked a bit disconsolate, and you wonder if there's something brewing in the French team.
Yeah, I don't think it's that at all. I think there's this ultimate supreme confidence, to be honest with you. I think it was a short halftime break. 5 or 6 of them came out a little earlier than the others. I think they know what they exactly need to do. The game plan is working so far, which is to wear down Corey Joseph. And I think as longer this game goes on, the bigger decisions as far as where you're going to attack, what you're going to stop, what you're going to give up, lie with the Canadians. And they need to come up with some answers quickly. Guard position especially. I think he needs help out of Brady Heslip and Tyler Ennis in terms of getting Corey Joseph rest time especially, but points production as well.
Well, Corey Joseph has played 17 out of 20 minutes. There's only one player who has played more minutes than Joseph in the game. That's Boris Diaw, who played 18 out of 20. And so, as you quite rightly say, France trying to grind down Joseph, wear him out. Lots of different people have guarded him. Charles Cahoody's guarded him. Nicola Batum has guarded him. At stages, Parker and DeColo have picked him up in transition defense. Remember, whoever wins this secures the 12th and final place at the Rio Olympics. We know who else are going to join the Olympics from the other qualifying tournaments in Turin. Croatia beat Italy in the final there. In Belgrade, Serbia beat Puerto Rico in the final there. So Croatia and Serbia can pack their bags for Rio. Which of tonight's two teams will be the 12th and final team to go to Brazil? France or Canada? There's Corey Joseph there, who's at the helm of the Canada team, the point guard. He has 12 points at halftime. The leading scorer for the Canadians, the leading scorer for France, Nando DeColo with a baker's dozen, 13.
This is money time for France, Liam. Third quarter is where they turn the screw on. It's when they get focused completely. I wouldn't be surprised to see France get a double-digit lead this quarter.
Bold prediction from my partner, Mick Bett. This is Liam County. It's our privilege to be with you. DeColo, let's fly. That rims out. Kim Tilley just couldn't get a handle on it. It might be called for a foul here.
Push from Tilley, just creating a bit of separation between him and the guy trying to box him out. I don't know who it was, whether it's Bennett or Thompson. Not much in it.
Let's get the starting five sorted out. Canada come out with Bennett, Joseph, Ennis, Thompson, and Thomas Scrubb, the same five who started the game. But France bring a new man in Cahoody. They also have Diaw, Tilley, DeColo, and Parker. Good defense on the high screen and roll by France as Joseph has to pick up his dribble. Great defense by France as Tony Parker knocks it out of bounds.
It's got to be a one-on-one option for Anthony Bennett. He's got his left hand. He's got Kim Tilley guarding him. You've got to put pressure on him. Notice on these handoffs, it's so difficult for the Canadians to get a proper handoff because the defense is really up in the grill, up in the face of Tyler Ennis that time.
Thompson, shot clock at 3, spinning the lane, and he's going to get called for a traveling violation.
Tony Parker's the only one that gets away with that move.
It's the 11th turnover against Canada. So each team has had a possession as we commence the second half. Neither team with a basket. Diaw, reverse layup wouldn't fall. And Charles Cahoody picks up the loose ball and sends it home.
No box out. Thomas Scrubb guarding Cahoody on the perimeter. He was way on the three-point line when he started. As Cahoody picks up a tic-tac foul. And that's the mental side of this Canadian team. Look, here he comes to your right of your screen. Tom Scrubb just sees him go right by his shoulder. And that's how active this French team is. Coming into their prime, this team.
Well, plenty of players who've represented this country over the years. Corey Joseph backs it out. Shot clock under 10. Joseph runs into a committee of blue jerseys. Thomas Scrubb lost his footing. The defensive intensity of France is telling early on here in the second half. They lead by 5 and look to extend that lead this trip down the floor. Parker makes it 7.
Yeah, first jump shot for Parker tonight.
Well, the first thing Coach Triano said to his troops was, let's go. They want to get out and play quick. A quick release by Thomas Scrubb. No good. Joseph chases the long rebound. He crosses over Boris Diaw. Tyler Ennis. Great pass inside to Thompson, who's stripped by Charles Kahudi.
They're under pressure now, Canada. France will just go through the numbers offensively, come up with the best shot they can.
Kahudi with some defense par excellence. Snap pass to Killy. Kim Tilly lost it. Now Scrubb. Is he going to go at Boris Diaw? Oh, Boris Diaw says, mais non, mon ami.
I cannot believe Scrubb didn't cause contact. You got to run into Diaw. You know he's going to try and block the shot. You've got to get contact on this move.
Great timing by Boris Diaw, reeling back the years.
You cannot leave it hanging out there. Joseph's got to drive here. Joseph might have had him on a baseline drive with Kahudi showing his right foot. You always attack the front foot when you go on one-on-one.
Well, Edgem will come in for Scrubb.
It's a good move. Edgem's probably outside of Joseph, the best player Canada have on the floor.
Edgem with 9 points in the first half on 11 minutes of play.
Thompson's got to get involved, Liam. It's got to be a factor in this game.
Joseph gets in the lane, a little up and under move, and lays it up and in.
Super move. Leading scorer in the game, Corey Joseph, 14.
Parker for 3, nets it.
Who said he couldn't shoot? Just warming up nicely, Tony Parker. TPT, Tony Parker time.
Parker with 11. France lead by 8. It is their largest lead. DeColo with a steal, and he lays it up and in, make that a double-digit lead. And Coach Triano has seen enough of that.
There's two things going on here. It's a lazy pass from Joseph, but you know what? Ennis just not working hard enough to get open.
Any suggestions that there was discord in France, just not true. Well, I'm going to pat you on the back here, partner. You said France were going to go out and get a 10-point lead. You said they came out of the halftime changing room all business, and you were exactly right.
Yeah, and you see the points from the turnovers. 14 turnovers for Canada. That last one left a layup hanging for Nando DeColo, who now is the 15-point game high of both teams. It's a troubling time here for Canada. Good timeout for Triano. There's the jump shot from Parker. Had a miserable couple of days, Tony Parker. Had a good 20-point game in game 1. Went all silent in games 2 and 3. And that man there, DeColo, he may well be playing in Europe, but he is one of the premier guards right now.
Well, Tony Parker had 21 points in France's opening game against the Philippines when he was showered with boos by this Filipino crowd. And then he had 2 quiet games, just 6 points against New Zealand and only 2 points in the semifinal win against Turkey. Parker right now with 11, and France trying to turn the screw a little bit as they extend their defense up the floor.
Yeah, France, if France step the defense up here now, just turn it up a notch, he will really put more woes on this Canadian team.
Ennis, his shot strikes the rim, no good. France now look to break. not sure about this. Tilly called for a moving screen. It was just the slightest of movements, if anything.
Same call, I think Sasha Pukul, the referee, called against Melvin Edgem just before halftime. Let's have a look. Was it moving?
Very, very slight.
Not much in it.
Well, Canada need all the luck they can get right now. They'll take the call. Can they turn it into points? Joseph kicks to Ennis, and Ennis nets a three.
There you go. You know, the Canadians get nothing out of a pick and roll. They get no switch, they get no mismatch. The French just seem to glide by defensively. The contrast, look, they've got a switch. Parker's got a switch with Thompson straight away.
And now he draws Bennett. Now he doesn't want to screen Tony Parker. He'll kick to Boris Diaw. That's in and out. Tilly rises for the offensive rebound for Les Bleus. Promptly gives it to Tony Parker. Boris will try his hand at another three as the shot clock expires. That's no good. Joseph meets Shah Kahudi all the way down the floor. Look at the defense by Kahudi. And the runner.
Wonderful play. Kahudi did well. I think the referees could have given a foul anywhere all the way up the floor. He was riding him so tight.
I like the fact that the referees let the play develop, and Joseph rewarded with the two. Such a sweep move. It's just a simple sweep move by Parker to pass a little bit too high for Kahudi.
Tyler Ennis very fortunate there. He got blown by Parker. There's the push off. The French bench won it. Kahudi goes to the floor. Joseph, a little teardrop here, way over the top of Kim Tilly. He has 16 for the game. There's the spin move. A la Parker to Ennis, and good job for Tyler Ennis. Comes up good with a three-pointer. Came in the gym early shooting jump shots, Tyler Ennis. Proved dividends there.
Second turnover against Parker as we pass the midway mark of the third quarter. France lead by 5. They have led by as many as 10. Brady Heslip. Joseph draws so much attention from French defenders wherever he goes.
I can't believe he didn't shoot it. And all the ball, as close as you want to get it. Great penetration from Joseph.
Nico Batum in the game. He'll exchange it with Boris Diaw on a nice low post play. And gets the offensive rebound off Diaw's miss. Parker, that's short. This time it's DeColo with the offensive rebound for France. Powers it up, it won't fall. The ball lands into the lap of Brady Heslip.
You happy now the referee's letting him play?
Absolutely. Parker comes up with it. It's a 2-on-1 here. He'll give it to DeColo, who lays it up and in.
I think the coaches will be a little frustrated. There's no calls. The players will get frustrated. There's no calls. 17 for DeColo, 8 of 9 for the field. I can't remember the shot he missed.
France have got 7 offensive rebounds. They got 3 in that last possession as you watch the lay-in by DeColo.
At what point does Collet bring Parker out for a break? Maybe not this third period.
The ball ends up in the hands of Brady Heslip, and that just won't fall. Brady Heslip just can't catch a break.
Diaw's got a foul here, holding off on Tristan Thompson. It's a bit of both players going at each other.
Just the first foul on Boris Diaw, and Diaw is always working the referees. Not happy with referee LaMonica in this one.
Not much in that at all. At all.
You can see how much Boris Diaw steps off Tristan Thompson. Thompson not a threat to score from out there. Heslip. Mid-range jumper falls.
There you go. Brady Heslip into the game. That last three-pointer just rimmed in and out. You could do with that little bounce of confidence now.
Well, will that be the confidence that Hessler needs to make a few more? Another moving screen, and I don't know about this again. It's the same referee who's called the third moving screen. Parker didn't even use the screen. He rejected the screen and went the other way.
Joseph on the bench here as Tyler Ennis gives him a break. See how long he gets. 3:09 going out. These Canadian guards now need to come up with some goods here.
There's the foul count. France 14, Canada 7. That shot's off the mark. Thompson!
Oh, beautiful play. Liam, that is just wonderful work from Tyler Ennis for one. Took the responsibility to shoot the shot. And outstanding rebounding from Thompson.
Just 4 points tonight. He has had double digits on 2 occasions in the New Zealand game, 13. In the Turkey game, the opening game, 10. DeColo fouled here by Tristan Thompson.
You know, Nando DeColo does so well in creating contact off the dribble and then making the contact look like it's a defensive foul. Here's the rebounding from Thompson. Rises above everybody. In fact, the French never got off the floor, did they? You know, when Thompson hit the bench with 2 fouls in the first half, the Canadian offense went astray.
We talk about this generation of French players. Nando DeColo coming into this tournament had 132 appearances for his country. Batum 114, Boris Diaw 214, Jay Labal 145, Parker 171 times, Pietrus 217 appearances coming into this tournament. It's a Filipino country that love their boxing, and in boxing parlance, the French players just answer the bell for their national team. All credit to them.
Ennis, 2 pick and rolls got nowhere.
He's got to manufacture something tough. Gets it up over the hands of Batum. And we're going to foul here against Canada. Mick, why is that? So when we watch France, when they run the pick and roll, they'll get a mismatch, a big guards a little, but Canada just can't get the same results.
It's just how you run it, how you take the space away from the offense and make there no choice to be a switch. You know, anytime you let a defender go under a screen, there needs to be a rescreen. You need to make sure that defender or the pick and roll produces a mismatch somewhere. You cannot go pick and roll and get nothing out of it. Liam Joseph back in a minute later.
He won't get much rest tonight. Batum, his shot off the mark. Lovern with an offensive rebound, the 8th for France. Now, Batum with a mismatch. He wants DeColo to clear out so he can try and break down Ennis. Smooth touch. And he looks over to Coach Cole to say, hey, Coach, thanks for putting me in the ball game.
Yeah, nice play. Just in full well, he had the height advantage.
Edgem, tough, hard-nosed basket by Melvin Edgem.
I'll go down there and tell him, don't take Melvin Edgem out of the game. You got to get offensive bodies in that game.
Well, Boris Diaw just gave Edgem a little bump as if to say, hey, next time you come into the paint, I'll put one on you. Oh, Nico Batum starting to heat up.
Well, it doesn't matter who it is, Parker, Batum. They'll just take their time through the game.
France lead by 7 with a minute to play here in Manila. Ennis. Wow, Edgem shimmies along the baseline and lays it up and in, off the give by Corey Joseph.
Excellent work from Joseph. That's where they got the mismatch. Great backdoor cut from Edgem.
The 5th assist for Joseph. .30 seconds in the 3rd quarter. France trying to extend their lead. Boris Diaw, that's off the mark. He's been challenged to shoot the ball from the outside. He's answered a couple of times as Canada come back.
This is probably the best 5 I've seen for Canada. If you put Tristan Thompson out there as well, you might just get the optimum 5 coming out the 4th quarter.
Diaw 3 for 8 from 3-point land. So Canada with the last possession here. Joseph's going to run at Boris. Spin in the lane. He'll kick it. And what happened was there was a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock, and I don't think Corey Joseph realized that. That's where your bench is going to shout at you to remind you what's happening in the shot clock.
Too many seconds, spent 20 seconds backing off to the halfway line. I think it's that Brady Heslip might be worth a few more minutes in this game.
Well, France, they finished the third quarter last night with a 3. Can they do the same here? Oh, just found nothing but air there, Boris Diaw, as he looks up to the scoreboard. France lead by 5 here at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament from Manila.
Well, look at these stats coming up, and France did get that 10-point lead, but what a reaction from the Canadians. They're down by 5 now, 64% against 52%. Two teams really playing on the pressure with each other. 5 3-pointers apiece. Rebounding heavily in favor of Canada with the 12 offense. But you talked about the back-to-back-to-back offensive rebounds for France. 3 in a row off the same offense. That'll be a problem for Canada unless they sort themselves out. I think they might need to go to 3 guards with Heslip, Ennis, and Corey Joseph, along with a combination of Thompson, Edgem, and Ken Birch possibly, or even Anthony Bennett. But they've got to really find a 5 that produces offense, because the French will score. And Canada have to respond.
France have scored 93 points in their opening game against the Philippines. They had 75 in the semifinal win against Turkey. So it is a French offense that can be potent, as you see the defense there of Boris Diaw, and the steal by Nando De Colo. You can see what a spectacle it is here in Manila. We should say, Mick, the Filipino people have been just so gracious, so warm, so welcoming, and so knowledgeable about their basketball.
Yeah, there aren't many countries in the world where basketball is the #1 sport. I think there's 4 altogether, but the Philippines is one of them. Here's the offensive rebound from Tristan Thompson. The longer he stays in this game, the longer he can stay away from that 4th foul, I think Canada have a real chance of pulling this one off. It's going to go all the way. I think coming back, making sure that 10-point deficit, and they got back to 5 is a real marker in the sand for the Maple Leafs of Canada.
Well, in basketball terms, the Canadians go by the nickname the Road Warriors because they play so many games away from home. They are a long way away from home here in Manila. Canada come out with Joseph, Edgem, Scrub, the Scrub brothers indeed, and Ken Birch. Philip Scrub. His shot won't fall. Ken Birch keeps it alive, but Nicolas Batum grabs it for France. France come out with Diaw, Batum, Lovern, and Thomas Hurtel.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand why Thompson's not out there. There's no tomorrow for these guys.
Boris Diaw showing some athleticism, and he picks out Diaw. It's Diaw to Diaw, and Diaw pumps his chest as he looks to his teammates on the bench.
Here's Tristan Thompson, Liam, 45 seconds after the start of the quarter. Why?
Philip Scrub. Boris Diaw rubs his hands as if to say, bring it on. And Scrub settles for the 3. No good. Hurtel with the rebound. Melvin met Boris on a pick. Antoine Diaw probes in the dribble drive, and he's fouled from behind.
You know, I don't want to be a critic of coaches, but you got 2 players coming into the game that should have started the 4th quarter. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care. As long as you haven't got major foul trouble, but Ennis and Thompson should have started the 4th quarter.
That's easy to say that from here, isn't it? We've got the luxury of being in the commentary position. Triano brings those 2 in now. The runner from Diaw. That's no good. Ennis picks up the loose ball, and Hurtel with a tactical foul to stop the transition.
The only complaint with Tyler Ennis is how many times he gets beaten off the dribble. When you close them out, you've got to be ready to defense to shoot it and dribble. Got to get down in a lower stance defensively. There is Tyler Ennis. Had a good game today, Ennis. Chilabal in the game. Diaw sits down.
Corey Joseph. To the corner. Ennis. The reverse layup. No good. Thompson to the right place at the right time. Just couldn't turn it into points.
Yeah, could have got a foul. There must have been contact in there.
Hurtel uses Lovern screen. Here's the mismatch that you're talking about, Mick. As Thompson has to guard Hurtel. We've got some contact inside that referee LaMonica wants to identify.
Yeah, Ennis has got his arms all around Geoffrey Lavin. They switched it so easily. And you compare that to the French. The French very resistant about switching a pick and roll early. They fight. Yeah, look at that. Here's the right. What's the right arm? Left arm of Ennis there, wrapped around Lavin. Fight for this now. Defense, 8 minutes, Liam. Defense will get you there.
8 minutes. Both of these teams have been on the road for a while. Canada played preparation games in Europe. Dio's shot, no good.
Good defense from Edgem. Just showed out. Dio turns to the referee. It's off screen. There he is, just saying I was fouled.
Canada played preparation games in Croatia and Italy in advance of this tournament. 4-1 coming into this tournament. Oh. Edgem! Oh my heavens! He just took off! Melvin Edgem with a two-handed dunk.
You know, he's been threatening that a couple of times this tournament. He's just laid him up before.
He was just explosive there.
Beautiful pass from Phil Scrubb.
But France will trade twos for threes all night.
Under the screen. You got to go over the screen. You cannot switch that easily.
Edgem with 15 points for Canada. Inside out play. Edgem knocks down another three, and he's arguably the man of the match in this one for Canada.
18 points now. Leading scorer.
He's had double digits twice before with 11. Thomas Hurtel, his shot, no good. Important possession here now for Canada as they face a 6-point deficit. Edgem is everywhere! Oh, Melvin Edgem leads the break. Just couldn't finish the little layup.
Doing everything. He might be selling popcorn up there in a minute. Get him off of the bench, sub him out. He is doing everything to get Canada back in this game. There's the little dish from Scrubb. What's the wow, look at that.
What explosiveness there from Melvin Edgem as he took off from the baseline. Just missed the free throw. It's the first time you've seen Melvin Edgem play. He was with the team in the FIBA Americas Championships. As you look at Steve Nash, the general manager of Team Canada, has a bronze medal, does Edgem. The Pan Am Games also in Toronto has a silver.
3 games in a row now, double-figure score in Melvin Edgem, off the bench as well, averaging only just about 21, 22 minutes a game.
Steve Nash, a member of Team Canada back in 2000, the Olympics. Last time Canada were in the Olympic tournament. Sydney. Parker. Right over Tristan Thompson.
Again, this idea of just switching those screens is comfort to these French guards. No change of philosophy yet.
So Jalabal picks up Corey Joseph. It's an easy switch for Jalabal and Batum, and that's a tough basket from Joseph. Joseph has 18.
There you go. Watch this again. Another switch right there. Parker will just back away.
Boris Diaw in his office. Draws the double team. And Canada collapse on cutters as Batum makes a basket cut. Can't get on the end of the pass from Boris Diaw.
Yeah, Jalabal makes the cut from the opposite diagonal. All 5 white shirts surrounded him. That means that Diaw might put that in the locker and say there must be space. Somebody on the far side open. Again, look at this switch so easy.
Deep three by Tony Parker! He streaks it!
How many points have they got off that pick and roll switch and the jump shot?
Well, Tony Parker has 16, and Canada have got a turnover here, a carrying call against Corey Joseph. That shot is a meter behind the three-point line and still in Parker's range. Well, in the shoot-around, this afternoon. He wasn't all that interested in shooting very many. Fouled. Is he in the act of shooting? I'm not sure. I'm not sure he was, to be honest, Mick. I think he was looking to pass there, Tony Parker.
Yeah, I think he was, yeah.
The referee has awarded him shots.
Interesting. Yeah, no complaints from the Canadian bench. And Melvin Edgem picks up his 4th foul. That's a key one. I don't think he'll come out. I'll correct that, he is coming out.
Tony Parker with the team in 2013 when they secured their Eurobasket gold, the European Championships gold medal. He was the MVP and top scorer of that campaign. Also a member of the squad last year in 2015 when they won bronze on their home court in Lille, Eurobasket. Missed the second free throw. Alley-oop to Thompson, just too high for him. Good idea by Joseph. The pass wasn't perfectly measured. '18th turnover for Canada. Oh, Hertel gets called for the travel as he lost Melvin Edgem.
See, they're going to pull Melvin Edgem out here on 4 fouls. 4:51 to go. Your leading scorer is going to sit down.
8 points the difference. How long will Coach Triano leave him on the bench, Mick?
I don't know. Hopefully, get him back straight away because 5 minutes to go is when you think, well, you put your best players back in with 4 fouls.
Ennis rejects the screen. Kicks to Joseph. He slides by Batum.
Too much penetration. Somebody's got to step up and make a J.
The French are appealing. They think it was last touched by Joseph. Let's see what we see here.
Did it touch Jelabal? That's what the referees are saying, perhaps.
Hertel steps out. Hertel with 5 points this evening, had 17 in the semifinal win over Turkey. Joseph trying to lose Boris Diaw. Great defense by Diaw. Joseph didn't get it off in time. The basket fell. Joseph's appealing, but
they've had two opportunities tonight to get shots that have hit three. The two three-pointers have gone down. Split second after the buzzer's gone.
Canada would sure like to have those points. Facing an 8-point deficit. Diaw backing down Thompson. Jelabal somehow comes up with his pass. Parker's going to make something happen. DeColo. DeColo, did he get it off? The referees say yes. The miss in the hands of Tyler Ennis.
Great closeout from Scrub there. Just took the time off.
You can see Ennis had a 15-foot jump shot that he passed on. Anthony Bennett won't pass on that three. Not when you can shoot it like that. And Vincent Collet wants a timeout.
Huge shot from Anthony Bennett. He will deserve his time now to finish this game off potentially.
There's still plenty of fight left in the Canadians. They trail by 5 as both teams go to their benches here for this timeout in the 4th quarter.
I think if Triano can come up with some plays here to get shots for the guards, then you can actually maybe put Edgem in at the 3 position, which he's used to playing, therefore leaving Bennett, Tristan Thompson, and Edgem as rebounders. You've got to put pressure on them, offensive rebound, that's for sure come the game. But then you've got to have guards able to step up and hit shots and make plays.
A reminder, Melvin Edgem with those 4 fouls for Canada. He came out just under the 5-minute mark. It's 3:43. Nick, if you're Coach Triano, is this the time to bring him back in?
I think he's just going to decide what he wants to do with that 3-man position. Because right now he's got a shooter in there in Phil Scrub. Does he go with that, or does he bring the extra rebounding and shooting and scoring ability of Melvin Edgem? I think Triano's going to stick with the former. And go with more a 3-guard option out there. There's the 3 from Bennett. Much needed for Canada, that's for sure.
Well, Bennett stretches the floor for the Canadians. France come out of the timeout with Parker, Diao, Gelabal, DeColo, and Batum. Canada respond with Joseph, Ennis, Phil Scrub, Thompson, and Bennett. So Edgem stays rooted to the pine a little bit longer. This was a timeout from Collet, the measure of a good offensive timeout. Can you execute a good set? Now this time, Joseph gets it across the top of the screen. DeColo moves it on to Parker, who promptly moves it on to Gelabal. In and out.
Canadians twice there did much better defense against the pick and roll. Didn't allow the switch to happen so easily.
Ennis! An easy two for Tyler Ennis. And Canada right now have got the momentum to their side. They trail by just three points. 7 points from Ennis. Oh, great pass inside to Tony Parker, and one.
Well, something we haven't seen all tournament. That's a post-up backdoor high-low pass from, was it Diao down to Parker? Incredible pass. Look at that little seal. Ennis expecting the ball not to come from the top down low. There's the drive from Ennis off the left hand. I think there's a travel here. 3 steps, but no, at this stage, who cares?
Fouls on 11, Tyler Ennis, his 4th foul, 14th foul for Canada.
The 4th assist from Boris Diao. The 18th point for Tony Parker. And the 4th foul on Tyler Ennis. So Ennis and Edgem on 4 fouls for Canada.
Parker 19 for the game.
This is an easy switch because Gelabal and Batum are the same size. Bennett lets fly, and it's a foul on Nicolas Batum, and this will send Anthony Bennett to the charity stripe to throw it thrice.
Well, all kudos to Bennett for taking it, but my word, it was completely out of sync with anything Canada were perhaps looking for.
3 free throws for Anthony Bennett.
It is a foul, there's no doubt about that. Bennett makes the first. Anthony Bennett was the #1 draft choice. One of 7 players from Canada who've been lottery picks since 2011. He makes 2 of 3, does Anthony Bennett. Canada within 4. DeColo trying to go by Thompson. Moves it on to Parker. A little up fake to create space. Tony Parker! Oh, Tony Parker! Right in front of his teammates! Who says
like
voila!
He shot like a nightmare for about 3 games. Just incredible.
Well, he's got the bit between his teeth right now. Does Tony Parker. So proud to wear France on his chest.
Well, this might be his last game, Liam. Apparently, if they lose, it will be his last game. I'm just saying, he wants to make his last game maybe the Olympics.
Just a reminder coming into this.
There's the pump fake. 1 dribble away from Joseph. Loses balance slightly, but enough to get the separation.
Over 170 appearances coming into this tournament for his country, and he's still got plenty of desire. Ennis lost it. Gelabal picks it up. It's a 1-on-4. Gelabal does the math and holds things up. Now, France with a chance to stamp their authority on this one. They lead by 7. This trip down the floor, a chance to extend that lead. Here's the switch. Parker goes at Bennett. Gets him off his feet. Oh, the whole arena wants the N1, but the Slovenian referee says it's a travel.
I think you'll just find that maybe the pivot foot just dragged along. Sasha Pukul, the Slovenia referee, Collet there telling him exactly what he thought happened.
Joseph runs into a sea of blue jerseys. It's so hard for Corey Joseph. Speaking about a competitor right there, he is full.
Second penetration by the Canadian guards. It's turned out in turnovers. Huge problem for him tonight, his turnovers.
Joseph full of competitive desire there.
Usually you say anybody reaching in like that could be called for a foul. The referee's not interested at this stage. Fourth quarter action. Look at that, 6 assists, 7 turnovers, key there.
21 turnovers in total for the Canadians. France trying to profit now from that error. Diao to DeColo, little up fake. Parker wanted it, looks at the shot clock. Darts to the basket! Oh, wouldn't fall for him. He's so mercurial, so elusive.
I go back to his center of gravity, Liam. It is so low. He gets that ball down low, and he gets his body down low. The speed with which he changes direction. The defenders, no matter how big you are, how small you cannot cope with it.
He just slithers to the basket. I think we were looking at his record for France, Mick, when we say he went all the way back to 2003. His first appearance in the Eurobasket in Sweden was an All-Star 5 member. Oh, even 01 is a, first appearance. So
there you see Parker's numbers, 24. That is just outstanding. 6 of 9 twos, 3 threes. Oh, my God. Is he pumped up a little, you reckon?
No, he doesn't want it to be his last night, his last appearance. And look at the fans here getting behind their teams.
You go back to London, Liam. They lost to Spain in that quarterfinal. It was a real nasty affair. Two teams not really much in common with each other. There's no beers after that game. But you know what? It's definitely earned him on. We've seen moments of Parker in and out of these games. Right now, he smells it. He wants to get there.
Brady, you're in the corner.
I love those games when two teams who don't like each other a whole lot square off against each other.
Those 6 steals for France in the second half, 3. I mean, 2 in the last, we got a minute or so. Key turnovers for the Canadians. It's really been their Achilles tonight.
So Canadian fans, you're still in this. It's 3 possessions with a minute. It's a big ask, but this game is not over.
21 turnovers to 15. Canada over France. That is, we talked about it at halftime where it could be a 20 turnover game. And you, as a coach, you'd hate that. Look at the emotion. I think he believes he can make an impact still.
24 points in 26 minutes of play for Tony Parker. 4 assists.
On this performance, you'd think MVP. But over the tournament,
yeah, DeColo's been outstanding. Although in saying that, Mick, you know, Parker had 21 in the win against the Philippines. DeColo had 27, so the backcourt combination for France had 48 points of the 93 they scored.
You got 42 tonight.
I'm a big believer that, you know, that the big-time players turn up in the big-time games, so certainly deserves a shout as an MVP. If France go on to win this, should Canada turn it around?
They need some threes here.
Corey Joseph might deserve mention. The pass intended for Heslip. DeColo read it.
21 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, was trying to run a play there that was similar to the French ran early on. You drive paceline, hit that pass to the far corner, but it was just well read. The French know it. There'll be some great guards at this tournament, Liam. You know, you look at the Webster boys, the Filipino guards. You know, the Turks have got some huge, but Ali Mohammed, and then this game is just full of it. You know, Ennis, Joseph, DeColo, Parker, Hertel. What a tournament OQT this has been for guards.
Canada need points in a hurry.
Got to shoot it at some point, get your shot. There it is.
Joseph, that rims out. And Parker with the rebound. And the aspirations of the Canadians to get to the Olympics. We've got something happen off the ball, off camera to our left. I didn't see it, nor did the cameraman. And Tristan Thompson just exchanging some pleasantries with Nando DeColo. Luigi LaMonica steps in.
But Thompson, I'm not sure whether he's done an NBA foul here away from the ball or it's something's niggled him. He's upset with it. That's what he's upset with.
So DeColo just trying to keep Thompson off the backboard.
And DeColo's still holding him, and there's the push, you see. It's the reaction from the action. And Thompson gets penalized. See, Thompson gets penalized for the reaction.
Yeah, so often you see the referees see the reaction, don't they? Well, DeColo is not innocent in this by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm not sure the referees can go back and look at this. They should go and review this.
Well, I think there was an unsportsmanlike foul called. I just saw it fleeting to my left.
But it's the reaction. Why not go back and look at the action?
Referees generally have the capacity to look at things such as, did a player have his foot on the line for 2 or 3? Who touched it last, going out of bounds? And you can see they're conferring to see what they saw.
Be 2 shots in possession for sure, because they're fairly certain they're all in agreement.
Well, DeColo will step to the line. He has 19. France are going to finish the way they started. The guards have been sensational. Parker with 24, DeColo with 20. On opening night, it was 27 and 21, respectively. In the 2 games in the middle, the bench did the hard work.
He's your leading scorer for Canada back in the game. 50 seconds to go.
As you quite rightly pointed out, he went out with 4:54, I think. He doesn't come back in with less than a minute. J'ai la ball. Lays it up and in. Corey Joseph battling right to the end. Thompson lays it up and in. This game got away from Canada here.
And Joseph just left his mark there on DeColo.
Maybe a little bit of payback. Parker's having a word with Joseph. Those guys will know each other from their domestic season in the NBA.
You said these French team players have been together a long, long time. Oh, wow, it's a bit of a reach. And they all stick up for each other. They're a band of brothers, this French team. Les Bleus will go to Rio. I don't think that's going to be in question now.
It will be the 9th appearance at the Olympics for the French. They have 2 silver medals, 1948 and then in 2000. As Joseph and Tony Parker have a little chat. Ennis drives and lays it up and in. Some consolation for Canada as they try to claw some points back. Oh, Ennis almost stole it up his foot. Now he's going to pick it up. It's off to Colo.
Yeah, hard luck there for Tyler Ennis. Did well to get the steal, and then all of a sudden it was a fumble, and all sorts of problems.
Mick, this is a Canada team who are without some of their stars. Andrew Wiggins chose not to play. Nick Stauskas, Philadelphia 76ers, not with him. Kelly Olynyk injured. Robert Sacre from the Lakers not here. But all credit to the Canadian players who did turn up for their country. Tristan Thompson joined the camp late after his NBA season. And Melvin Edgem commits his 5th foul. Frustration here by the Canadians as we wrap this one up. Melvin Edgem, 5 fouls. Team penalty for Canada. Just a reminder, this is the bronze medal from the Americas region, Canada, testing their medal against the bronze medal from the European Championships. You can, as Tony Parker lines up, the French team are celebratory on the bench. There they are. The togetherness and the jubilation, the French players as they rise to their feet. Smiles for Coach Collet. Tony Parker adds to his individual total. He has 26 points on 27 minutes. The president of the French Federation just walked past us and saluted to the crowd. Corey Joseph, he has 20 points. The leading scorer in a losing effort for the game and spirited Canadians. Here's your final score in Manila. in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. France beat Canada 83-74.
Yeah, some good, nice moments here. Parker and Joseph, obviously teammates back in the day. The French, the balloons come down, the red, white, and blue balloons. The Les Bleus will be heading back to the Olympics. And for this team, it's been a great generation of players that have been long-time teammates on this team. Another adventure will unfold in about 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Well, I had a word with the media representative from the French team, Mick, and he said, we'll go home. The players will get 6 days off. We will reassemble in Pau, the southern French city. As you look at the French players, look how jubilant they are. And we will reload for Rio. Now, France have some players who could come into the camp. We've talked about off-air. You and I have throughout this week. Evan Fournier of the Magic, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz may join this French team.
Yeah, some wonderful scenes here, and they will turn a very appreciative crowd. And you know, when they walked on the floor to begin this game, it was quite clear the French were in the hearts of these fans from the Philippines, from Manila. Canadians have walked off. You know, they're very disconsolate, there's no doubt about it. They've put a hard battle together. Maybe the last 5 minutes was a real key, some key moments, I think, the last 5 minutes that really contrived and worked against the Canadians. But for the French, you know, the experience of this team being together for so long, they know each other's game so well, which was patently obvious the way this game unfolded. Parker's huge game. Yeah, there was no sign of that last night, the night before.
Tony Parker, just 2 points last night against Turkey. 6 points the previous night against New Zealand. But cometh the man, cometh the hour. Tony Parker with 26 in a winning effort. And there he is, goes over to his dad and shakes his dad's hand. Nice scene there.
That's still not as good as when I played.
Well, it's funny because you and I, we met Tony Parker Sr. once, and he said, when Junior got to be age 16, he started to beat me in 1-on-1. I said I knew I had a good player.
Oh, Tony Parker Sr. was an extremely good player. Turned pro into Europe, straight out of college, Loyola Chicago,
I think, yep. As we look at some numbers here, Corey Joseph, all credit to Corey Joseph, who wore his heart on his sleeve for his national team. 20 points tonight, 3 steals. And Melvin Edgem with a sterling performance for the Road Warriors. But France too much. And Vincent Collet, who took over this team in the qualifying campaign for Eurobasket 2009, has been at the helm of this team since then. Parker, I saw him interviewed, Mick, after the Eurobasket 2013 when France secured gold, and he was ever so effusive in his praise and his relationship with Coach Collet.
And I think all these players, I think they all feel comfortable with each other. I don't think these players would be all signing up for every summer of basketball after a winter's long if they didn't believe in Vincent Collet and his team, you know, because Collet's assistants have been the same for 10 years now.
So our congratulations to France, who have secured the 3rd and final qualifying position. And our MVP, Nando De Colo. You and I talked off screen, Mick. Good choice?
Absolutely. Over the 4 games, I think so. Parker's performance tonight in the game 1 was probably outstanding, but over the 4 games, De Colo has really shown the consistency. And of course, he's France of tomorrow as well, because a lot of these guys will retire after the Olympics. And the French will be looking to Colo and Batum as being the players to take this program forward.
De Colo, 29 years old. Let's get a look here. Presentation. France will go to Rio. The first class ticket to Rio.
No trophy, just a ticket.
Well, with those long legs and those big bodies, they'll need those first class seats so they can recline. Boarding pass, Rio, first class ticket from Manila, and smiles all around. France, the final team to qualify. Félicitations aux Bleus. Congratulations to Les Bleus of France. They will join Croatia, who came through the tournament in Turin, and Serbia, who came through the tournament in Belgrade. Nando De Colo joins the ranks of Dario Saric MVP in the Turin tournament, and Nikola Jokic, MVP in the Belgrade tournament. The music blares and the confetti comes down from the ceilings. What a fantastic scene here in Manila. We've been here for a week, Mick, and just a warm thank you to the Filipino people. I learned a few Filipino words while I was here, and salamat means thank you in Filipino, so a very warm thank you to the Filipino fans who made us feel so welcome here in the capital city. And so here it is, the road to Rio. On the right-hand side of your screen, Croatia, Serbia, and France grab the 3 spots through the Olympic qualifying tournaments. We'll join the other 9 teams who are there. Jubilant scenes here in this Mall of Asia arena. Nick, final thoughts on the tournament?
Yeah, what a wonderful 6-7 days, isn't it? The best team won in the end. They're a heady crew, and you know what? They go to Rio, and who's to say they're not going to go do some damage out there? I think the Serbians are going to be strong, the Croatians, the Spanish, and they're all going to be chasing the tail of the USA, that's for sure. But I wouldn't put it past this team to strengthen over the next 6 days and bring in some heavy hitters. But this team in itself has some glorious superstars that we've seen over the last 6 days. And who's to say? They may be amongst the medals.
If you look at Nicola Batum, he's got a couple of games under his belt here. He'll get some more training time with the national team and be a bit fitter. His in-game timing probably a bit sharper for the Olympics, so he arrives at the right time. We'll see who the French add to the lineup. Well, from me, Liam Canny, on behalf of my partner, Michael Bett, it has been our privilege and pleasure to be with you over the past week from Manila. This brings the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament to a close, and congratulations to France, who secured the last Olympic qualifying spot on the road to Rio.